At one point, the greatest receiver in the NFL. At one point, leading the NFL in receiving yards. Antonio Brown has had a tremendous career thus far, and it is up to him to see if he will continue it. First, we're going to try to cover Antonio Brown's background, then juke around to Antonio Brown's football career, and dive into the end zone to see where he is now and what he is up to. Antonio Brown was fortunate enough to grow up with his father, Tavers Brown, and Adriana Brown, his mother. Sadly, at the age of 10, growing up in Florida, his parents got a divorce, and his father was soon to be replaced with a stepfather. There was many disputes and conflicts, and it did not work out for the two of them, which in turn concluded with Antonio Brown getting kicked out of his own childhood home. This then concluded with Antonio Brown being the least performing in his class, and it was a dark tunnel for him. According to Sporty Tell, Antonio Brown described this period of his life as a little rough. Luckily, what Antonio Brown lacked of, he picked up on the football field. His father, Tavers Brown, was a big semi-pro football player, and this is what Antonio Brown picked up. He would soon find his only passion to be on the field, and it would show up during tryouts and college recruit camps. One football college team that really grabbed Antonio Brown grabbed one college team's attention, and it was the University of Michigan. From being the least performing in his class to receiving a full ride scholarship to the University of Michigan, Antonio Brown has had the greatest comeback that we have ever seen. Thanks to Sports Reference, we were able to recover 3 years of Antonio Brown's stats at the University of Michigan. Antonio Brown has had 3,199 receiving yards, 484 rushing yards, and 3,148 returning yards. This is for sure an exciting and amazing football career for his college years. And you may be thinking to yourself, what happened to his fourth year, his senior year? Well, he made a decision that would not haunt him, but grant him for the rest of his life. Antonio Brown dropped out his senior year to enlist in the NFL. In the NFL, he was picked up in the 6th round draft to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He also has had an amazing 8 years at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Antonio Brown has over 11,000 career receiving yards and averaging over 1,000 yards a season. This is truly amazing, and he often was called uncoverable, and even with the deep balls, he had a 95% chance that he was going to catch it over to you. At this point, people were wondering, who's going to cover him? Who can guard him? Well, no one knew it until the playoffs game, which occurred, and it ended Antonio Brown's career for a little while. Antonio Brown, now moving on to Antonio Brown's mental state. Antonio Brown was in a playoff game with the Bengals when outside linebacker Verdez Benefic did an illegal hit, and he was ruled out of the game, but Antonio Brown suffered consequences from this hit.
got started, was talking on the sideline the whole time. It seemed like Vontae perfect, and yes.
Oh my goodness.
Good Keeson. A traumatic hit for sure. It set him back very far, and sadly, it is something that will affect him for the rest of his life. A disease known as CTE that every parent of a football player's worst nightmare for their kid to have, Antonio Brown is predicted to have. We will never know until he dies to examine his brain, but according to Sports Reference, 13 months later after this hit, it was a dark tunnel for Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown would soon allegedly be accused of sexual allegations with a former classmate. And then not much later, he would have allegations against a mailman for assault. This is a sad route that Antonio Brown has taken. It's not the one Antonio Brown that we know. We know the Antonio Brown that would raise his kids to be pro football players and be a role model for many football players like me. Now that we have talked about Antonio Brown's background, his football career, and where he is now, we can all pray and hope for speedy recovery and wish he can get back onto the football field, which was his only passion from the beginning.